Velasquez. Now, ladies and gentlemen, HBO Boxing After Dark presents the main event of the evening, 12 rounds for the WBO Heavyweight Championship of the world. Your referee for this event is Randy Newman. Introducing first in the blue corner to my right, wearing the black trunks with the gold trim, he weighs in at 228 pounds. His professional record reads 30 victories, 4 defeats, 1 draw, and 22 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Pleasantville, New Jersey. Introducing the challenger, Merciless Ray Mercer. His opponent in the red corner, wearing the red trunks, weighing 243 pounds, professional record, 38 victories, 1 defeat, 35 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Kiev in the Ukraine, ranked number 1 by the prestigious Bible of Boxing Ring Magazine. Here is the WBO Heavyweight Champion of the world, Wladimir Steelhammer Klitschko. 12 rounds for the WBO Heavyweight Championship of the world.
Let's go, Ray. Send him up. Send him up. Okay, gentlemen, one last review of the rules. No standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. Can't be saved by any bell. I want you to do 2 things for me. I want you to obey my commands, but I want you to defend yourselves at all times. You ready for a good, clean fight? Shake hands and come out of the bell.
In order to get a shot at Lennox Lewis, Wladimir Klitschko not only has to impress the media and fans, but his own very cautious promoters who would rather wait. He wants it sooner than later, when Lewis might not be around.
Tommy Brooks suggested in a newspaper quote, Wladimir will be ready for Lewis in 2 or 3 fights. Wladimir said, I have nothing but respect for Tommy. I beg to differ. I want to fight him right now. Against lesser opposition coming in, Mercer has been steamrolling his opponents, throwing 30 to 40 jabs per round. Will he do that against Klitschko? It might open him up for some big shots in return.
I believe in judging a guy's performance mainly off of performance against quality opposition. And recently, Mercer has not fought quality opposition, so it's really hard to judge. This is going to be a good gauge tonight.
When we asked Wladimir what would he do to stop Mercer's jab, he said, I'm going to start it off and jab first. I'm going to make him react to me. So far, Wladimir is doing exactly that.
Wladimir is a good jab, and sometimes he really doesn't jab. He's using it as a probe. He kind of feels and probes you around to see the way your body moves, and then he tries to fire the right hand.
Very similar to what Lennox Lewis does.
Yes, and his hero, Max Spelling, who Klitschko says was his favorite fighter. He used to fight much like that, too.
One of the things Wladimir does that you don't see in a lot of top heavyweights is to turn that jab sideways and use it as a hook.
Yeah, he's a lot more diversified, as I'm noticing in fights, but the one thing he's got to watch out with Mercer is Mercer's jab.
And Mercer has already rocked Klitschko with 1 jab, so Wladimir knocks Mercer back with a right hand. His right hand is so fast, Emmanuel.
It's a good right hand, is straight through the center. At this stage, Mercer has not been able to sustain any type of attack, but this is typical Mercer anyway.
He has stunned Wladimir twice with the power of his jab.
Yes, he gets very close before he jabs. He doesn't jab at a long distance.
Mercer's chin speaks for itself. Been knocked down once by Holyfield on a body shot. Has never been knocked out. Left hook, Klitschko. Another one. Wladimir throwing a lot of punches in round 1.
Mercer has walked through a lot of fire during his career. He's walking through a blaze right here.
Klitschko is punching with a lot of power and a lot of accuracy. But Mercer is still able to land the left jab because he's jabbing over top of Klitschko's right hand.
This time Klitschko ducks his head and fires the left hand back 3 times. Flooring Mercer with a left hook. And that is the first knockdown ever in Mercer's career on a punch to the head.
And it was the left hook,
Yes.
kind of punch we have not seen many top Europeans throw.
Yes. He had Mercer preoccupied with the jab, and then he changed it into a left hook.
Mercer shakes his head as if to say, you're not going to detonate me. Klitschko overwhelmed him in the first round with power shots.
Get that jab busy, man. All right? Drop down, jab up. You stand up too high. Drop down. Well, same thing you've been doing in the gym, right? Right. How you feel, buddy?
I'm all right, man.
You're doing very good. You're doing a beautiful job. Keep going that way. You don't have a problem. You work perfect with your left hand. He comes right as we expected it. You have to move. You have to move a little bit more.
Mercer
Right now, you can see Klitschko is opening up. He's doing a variety of things, and Mercer is having a problem of trying to figure out what he's doing.
You just don't see a lot of heavyweights, not top ones, who lead with the left hook as Klitschko is capable of doing. That's what put Mercer on his back.
But everything is coming from behind a beautiful left jab.
You heard Mercer's corner asking for more jabs. Ray may have another thought in there. He's the one who gets hit with the right hand when he throws the jab. Mercer said if Klitschko's coming to make a statement against Ray Mercer, he's got another thing coming. Klitschko keeps hitting him like this, and Ray may soon be thinking of fishing.
And it's going to be hard to see Mercer go over a couple of rounds more than this year because Klitschko is punching accuracy, and he's very solidly. His foundation is very good. His balance is perfect all the time.
Sweeps the right cross from the side to make contact with Mercer. Mercer ducking now to try to get away from the right hand. Ray still sticks that jab when he gets close. Another big shot. Mercer backs into the rope. Here comes the assault. Ray waves him in like, come on. Fall for the sucker tactic. Again, the left hook. 3 times. Flush on the side of Mercer's head. Right cross through the guard. Mercer rushes forward. Klitschko stops it with the left. Ray sticks the jab in his face. So Mercer weathered the storm there. Klitschko was perhaps a little too patient.
Well, I think when Mercer started talking to him, he figured Mercer was psyching him out. And he did.
I remember when Muhammad Ali's toughness was questioned. It took about 10 years before anybody could really challenge that toughness. And this giant Ukrainian may be so good that it will take a long time before anybody can really test how tough he is.
At this point, I'm very impressed with his performance tonight, Larry. He's doing everything perfect tonight.
He's a tremendous offensive fighter.
Everything perfect.
He's just a great offensive fighter at this moment. He is bombing Ray Mercer with big shots.
And the most that Mercer can offer back is a jab.
We asked Klitschko what he expected to do to try to defend himself against Mercer. He said the best defense is a good offense. I'm going to make him worry about me.
And that's exactly what he's doing tonight, too.
сделал, очень много начинаешь работать по защите. Не надо, хорошо, разведи его, покажи справа, накладочку сделай.
You're still doing good. Keep going. We don't have any problems. You got him.
There's a beautiful left hook right there, and then he comes with the right hand right through the center after he had Mercer to open his hands up, trying to block the hook. The right hand went right through the center. Perfect execution.
An area look at the Trump Taj Mahal Hotel and Casino on the boardwalk in Atlantic City. We're inside the Mark T. Ennis Arena. Donald Trump, owner of the hotel, seated directly across the ring from us, along with Patrick Ewing and some other East Coast leading lights, here to get a look at the new heavyweight sensation. No disappointment so far in the first 2 rounds. Klitschko through 2 rounds, CompuBox numbers, 44 out of 68 power shots. In round 2, Ray Mercer only threw jabs, no power punches.
The only time that Klitschko got himself in trouble was when he punched himself out in a fight after never having gone more than 7 rounds. And that may be Mercer's only very slim hope here, because Klitschko is fighting at a high rate of output.
Especially for a big man, it's very important. But at this stage, he's landed such a good percentage of punches, and I'm quite sure it's going to have its effect on Mercer as the fight draws on too. But you're right, Larry, the only chance that Mercer has is to try to tire out Klitschko, and at this stage right now, Klitschko is still landing too effectively.
Klitschko has limited the punch output a little bit here in round 3, and there is swelling around both of Wladimir's eyes from Mercer's left jab. So he sticks another right cross through the guard and stuns Mercer again. Oh, the left hook is dynamite. Lennox Lewis throws the left hook, but almost always in combination behind the right hand and other punches. This guy leads with it.
I think that Klitschko is going to be in good shape, but right now he's done such a serious output of punches that I would be concerned if I was in his corners, particularly looking at his face starting to swell and mark up now. And Mercer seemed to have gotten used to being hit seemingly now, and it's kind of getting this road now.
Both of Wladimir's eyes swelling up rapidly. That looks like an area of big concern to me.
And it's going to give encouragement to Mercer also.
Exactly. Mercer lands a body shot, his best body punch so far.
And this is a Mercer crowd too.
They're going to try to keep him in the fight.
Right, punch. Good job, good job.
If I were Mercer at this point, I'd be thinking, okay, how can I extend the fight for several rounds and see what happens to those eyes?
Absolutely, and I think that's what he's trying to do. That's why he's primarily fighting a defensive fight at this stage. This round has got to be very encouraging for Mercer.
Wladimir's cut man is his trainer, Fritz Sedunik. Sedunik will go to work, particularly on Wladimir's right eye. HBO's acclaimed Sports of the 20th Century returns July 30 with The City on Fire, a documentary that looks at the most volatile time in American history, or one of them. In the wake of devastating violence and racial tension that plagued Detroit in 1967, the Tigers of '68 played a magical season.
We can come back after the devastation of '67 and win a pennant and a World Series, then there's possibility all over the place.
City on Fire premieres July 30, only on HBO. And we're getting ready for the start of round 4. Harold Letterman, how did you score the first 3 rounds?
Okay, Jim, 3-0, 30-26, Wladimir Klitschko. Give him an extra point for the knockdown in round 1. Jim, very important. The Klitschko camp at the Loose meeting asked, what's Abatine? They're not familiar with it. And that's the standard that American cutmen use.
Well, Tommy Brooks will surely bring him up to date in the months ahead on what Abatine is. In the meantime, Fritz Zedinek will have to work on Klitschko's eyes with the end swell only. Jabs through round 3 by CompuBox numbers. Klitschko 57 of 158. Mercer 29 out of 69. So if it was a jabbing contest, Klitschko's winning that too.
Klitschko's still punching with a lot of power at this stage, even though he may be trying a little bit and getting hit with a few jabs, but he's still punching with a tremendous amount of power, especially for a man who's 41 years old to be in there trying to take those blows.
Uppercut. Hasn't shown that punch before. Landed it. Temporarily stunned Mercer. Now he gets in another right hand. Mercer seems stunned by Klitschko's speed and power earlier. Now has a gauge on it and is taking the punches pretty well.
Absolutely, Jim. I think that's been a big factor right now. He seems to have gotten his rhythm and adjusted to his strength and size, which I think was very impressive in the beginning.
There's a colossal right cross, and Mercer drops his hands as if to say, I've got no defense for that. But again, he might be playing possum. And Klitschko treats him with respect. Blocks the right cross.
Klitschko's strength is so tremendous that even when Mercer blocks the punches, he moves Mercer's body around.
Now Ray lands a right hand upstairs and a left jab as Klitschko drops his guard a little bit. Good movement by Klitschko to get away from that shot. Thought about the uppercut. Mercer tied him up.
And Mercer's fighting a very good fight considering everything right now. In fact, a perfect fight, and the only fight that he can fight.
His eyes are swelling too, though.
Mercer is an old Army guy who looks like a Sherman tank with a gun sticking out that left hand, but he's fighting somebody with a longer gun and longer range.
The right cross landed again.
To land those type of punches becomes very discouraging when you hit a guy with the kind of punches that Klitschko has been landing this round. And he's taking all of those and still walking in and hitting you with a jab.
Woo. I want you to go under that jab, or over the jab, yeah.
Okay.
Start whacking the body now. All right, and come back with your left hook.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Start putting them together. Keep giving them feints. Put them together. Vaseline.
You have to use your left hand, then go to the center. Let me see your eye. Looks good. You're still doing very, very good. And you use your right hook. You have to.
Once again, you'll see Klitschko shooting those right hands. You notice he's shooting most of them through the center now. He's not throwing them over the top.
Tommy Brooks, who trained Tyson, perhaps paid one of the highest compliments to Klitschko when he said his hands are faster than Tyson's was.
That's a tremendous compliment, especially when you consider the man is 6'6". And he maintains good balance when he pushes punches. That's what's also impressive, too.
Mercer's corner seems calm. They seem to feel like their fighter is going where they want him to go. And you can't look at Wladimir without raising the specter of the one negative event in his career. The one fight he lost 15 fights ago against an American journeyman named Ross Purity. He dominated Purity for 10 rounds and then ran out of gas in the 11th and utterly caved in. Very similar to his brother Vitaly's one loss when he quit on his stool with a hurt shoulder after 9 rounds of dominating Chris Bird. So the question in the minds of many American observers is, do the Klitschkos have no heart? Is it possible that when the first adverse circumstance arises, they will cave in? Surely that that's what Mercer is looking for later in the fight.
That's the only thing that Mercer can hope for, because he can't match this guy in terms of skill, strength, or anything else. He only can hope he can wear him out, and eventually he can add to that jab, which he's working very effectively going over the top of Klitschko's right hand. But he's going to have to add more to that later on.
Another big heavyweight, Jameel McCline, seated at ringside here tonight, hoping for a shot at Klitschko down the road. Klein has moved into the top 6 unexpectedly. Klitschko bombs Mercer again with the right hand. Ray backs up into the ropes again.
Klitschko has found a home with those straight right hands through the middle as Mercer holds his hands up on top. He's shooting most of the right hands right between the gloves.
And that one he shot around the outside of the glove, sweeping it a little, as he can do, as Lennox has learned to do also in recent fights. Oh, there's another one straight up the middle that was a bomb.
Yeah, you're seeing it. Mainly, you notice he's going back to that European style with his left hand, not really jabbing with his left hand. He's pawing and trying to anticipate the head movement of Mercer. Then he shoots the right hand.
But when you say shoot, you mean shoot.
Yeah.
He doesn't push it.
I think he's fighting a very good fight, a perfect fight, actually, regardless of what happened at this stage. Klitschko's fighting a very good fight, and Mercer, too.
Big left hook by Klitschko.
But once again,
uppercut lands. Mercer pauses to shake his head. Klitschko says, shake it all you want. I'll hit you again and again. A very determined Wladimir Klitschko.
And a big cut on the right eye of Mercer, which is closing in any event.
Product of those left hooks.
You having fun yet?
I'm dating.
Come on, Mercer.
Okay.
Mercer, hold your head back. When you get the right hand over top of this.
You hear this, right? Right. Yeah. You have to fire your right hand over top. It's behind the jab, brother.
I'm throwing him down. Fuck.
Ray, give me the jaw.
Okay.
He's slowing down, and you got to take a breath.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay? Just relax. Okay?
Let's do it.
Breathe. Absolutely.
Did I hear somebody in Mercer's corner say to him, are we having fun yet?
Well, they may, but I don't think Mercer is.
They've been asking Mercer to throw the right hand over the guard, and he did, and landed it.
I think if there ever was a time that Mercer needs to change up, it's now. He should let everything go now. With the cut, and that's not going to get any better. He's going to have to open up, but this fight's going to have to be stopped.
That cut's in a bad spot.
Cut and swelling.
And Klitschko is going to focus a little more on the left hook to take advantage of that cut.
Rays need to open up now.
Mercer is squinting.
Oh, what a right hand. I don't think Mercer can believe what's happening to him in there. I think the head shaking is all about, my God, where did this guy come from?
This could be the end here.
There's only one heavyweight in the world who might have a chance to stand in against Wladimir Klitschko.
That was a very impressive performance tonight.
And his name is Lennox Lewis, Manny. That's the only guy.
I was very impressed tonight.
Well, earlier I said, going into this fight, he had to impress fans, the media, and especially his own promoters with his performance tonight in order to convince everyone he should be Lennox Lewis's next opponent. Do you think, Manny, that he did that?
I thought he looked sensational tonight. I was very,
Is that better than you expected, Manny?
No, I'm a big fan of him. I think he's the perfect puncher. I'm very impressed with him tonight.
A tremendous performance by Wladimir Klitschko, answering perhaps some of the questions of skeptics. And let's make clear, we're not the skeptics, okay? We're the ones who believe this is the goods right here. Klitschko closed the show by CompuBox numbers, landing 20 of 25 power shots in that last brutal display of power punching. All right, let's take a look first, Manny, at the punches that caused the cut in round 5. Boom.
Left hook, right hand through the middle. It was just a combination of punches. And what was so beautiful, he mixed up his attack. Even though Mercer fought with his hands held up high, he jabbed, he shot left hooks, he shot right hands through the middle. Very smart fighter.
This was the prophecy of Tommy Brooks, who said, when Wladimir brings his heat, Ray's going to cut.
Well, I don't think anybody can take the punches that he took without something swelling up or busting loose. Very impressive performance. And even though he threw a lot of punches, he was always very relaxed, breathing very steady and consistent, where I don't think he would have tired as fast as a lot of other fighters who would have been punching the same way, especially for a big man.
Well, the skeptics will say, okay, Mercer was 41 years old. He was a stationary target. He was really finished before this fight. It doesn't mean anything.
Well, Mercer was not really a good gauge to some degree, but I was still very impressed with the fighter himself. The fact that he punched accurately, mixed up his attack, didn't seem to tire, and he just had solid balance. Even when Mercer blocked punches, he moved Mercer's body around.
All right, let's go to ring announcer Mark Barrow for the official particulars on the Klitschko chaos.
Thank you, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 1 minute, 8 seconds of the 6th round. The winner by technical knockout and still WBO heavyweight champion of the world, Wladimir Klitschko. Klitschko.
CompuBox numbers will show you how Wladimir sets up his power shots with the jab, landing 193 out of 429 total, limiting Mercer to only 124 punches thrown in nearly 6 rounds. Mercer had been throwing more than 40 jabs around against limited opposition coming in. You don't throw much when you're getting bombed. And that's what Klitschko did to Mercer. 104 out of 167 power punches. That's a lot of clean shots. And look at that. Mercer was only able to throw 10 power punches as he tried to protect himself with the jab, but otherwise was outgunned. Klitschko landed 89 of 262 jabs in the fight. So by throwing that many jabs, he created the hailstorm through which Mercer couldn't see the power shots coming. Let's go to Larry in the ring with the Ukrainian giant.
Thank you very much, Jim. Congratulations, Wladimir. Did this fight go as well or even better than you anticipated?
I can say 2 and more things. First one is the really strongest chin in the world. I tell you, my experience, I have, I think, enough, and I never saw something like this. Compliments for Ray Mercer. And actually, I never have some face like this today, because it's a little bit big my eyes, but I enjoyed the fight very much. It was very interesting fighting against high-quality fighter. We don't want looking how old he is, but his shape is very good.
You knocked him down in the first round. Did you think that you would finish him then?
So I was just waiting. If he will come up, I will fight longer.
You say you feel your eye, that you took some jabs in the eye?
I took some left jabs, but this was good for me to learn to see how the guy's working.
A lot of the questions in the U.S. where Americans have dominated heavyweight fighting for so long were, we know you have the talent. They want to see if you have the will and the heart. Do you believe that tonight you put away some of those questions?
I think I can prove my talent with the fight against Lewis, Holyfield, or Tyson. But Lennox Lewis right now is the top one. That's why I wish the first Lewis.
All right, you've said you want to fight Lewis sooner than later. Do you think this performance will convince everyone, including your own promoter, that you should try to fight Lewis next?
From my side, I am ready for fight. And from side promoter, you know how it is all the time going. So I'm ready.
When would you like to come back to America, as you have now, to train here and give Americans a chance to see more of you?
Of course, my next fight will be here in America too, and Europe, because the boxing sport is very global, and I'm very happy to fight here in the United States, and I feel that it's a lot of fans. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Wladimir. Congratulations again. Back to you, Jim.